Hey everybody, this is Lorelia coming to you this evening. As you can see, FICO and business credit 2002. Can you believe it has been? I have been talking about this topic of business credit since on this channel. I know I'm streaming from a few platforms, but from YouTube since 2018. And I am not new to the topic. And what brings me to talk about FICO and business credit is because I am never, what's the word? I'm never not amazed when I talk to a person and they tell me their frustration with building business credit. And so yesterday I had a conversation with a person and they shared with me their frustration and why it's gotten them no results. And so I never take for granted that people know how to truly build business credit because even in 2002, people are still giving people outdated information. And the outdated information, I know I sound like a broken record, is individuals who are trying to build business credit. And you do not build business credit, you access and acquire and leverage business credit. But because in the marketplace now we have so much noise out there and people are still telling people that they can build business credit, is leaving people with no results. So this particular person said, I've been doing the net 30s. I've been reading books. I've been downloading ebooks. I've been doing free webinars. I've been, getting the trade lines. And my question always is, when do you get to the money? When do you get to the money? And so the reason why I say when do you get to the money is because what people don't know is that in this season now, we're in a season where you have some people who are saying there is a recession. You have people who are saying there's a coming recession on the horizon. And I'm here to tell you that primarily on this channel, I talk about the benefits of leveraging business credit or business funding to invest in real estate. And although this video is not about that particular topic, let me assure you that in the next 6 to 18 months or 12 to 18 months, there are going to be a lot of opportunities that are going to come down the pipeline. But many people are going to get left behind. They are not going to be able to take advantage of the opportunities because they are still playing from a playbook that is outdated. And your gurus will not tell you. And I know your gurus have the finest cars, the flying, the best airline, the best airline jets, and what have you, and they have the results, but you don't. And then a lot of times there's not even the fruits of other people getting the results. Because let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there is a difference from a person who says, "Hey, I got all these credit cards," and they're showing you on, video, and you have nothing. And that's why I'm not very big on telling you or sharing with you what it is that I have, because people don't care. People want to know, well, can you take what it is that you know and help someone else? Because most people get it. They know that you have it. They know that if you know the topic, I've been talking about this topic since 2018. If it was just talk service, I wouldn't have as much content and information on this particular topic. So clearly I do know what I'm talking about, but what people really want to know is what's in it for them. Can they really get results? And so by talking to that person yesterday, I can hear the frustration in their voice when they're trying all these things and they're not getting any results. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, opportunities that are going to come down the pipeline, your schemes and your scams, and get this. Most people are going to tell you you're going to have to scam your way to six figures in funding. Because to be honest with you, with so much noise in the marketplace and so many people are saying they help people get funding, many of the results is 20 or $25,000 or 30. I literally seen in a Facebook group that I'm part of that a person who supposedly, does business funding said they got somebody $25,000, and the person was not happy. And I tell people all the time, I could see why that person was unhappy, because I tell people, if you only looking to get 25 or 30,000 or 4, you can do that on your own. You can do that on your own. Don't go to no business credit professional guru or whatever if that's all you want. And for some people, I get it. That's big stuff. 25,000 that's big stuff. But understand, what I help people do is to get six figures. And for some people, they can't even understand that, because they're still in the 20 and $25,000 sandbox. And I get it. But what does this have to do with FICO? Well, the reason why I thought that I would bring up the topic of FICO is because the misinformation in the marketplace. I recently had a conversation today with a client, telling them that imagine if it was just easy to just get business credit with an LLC. See, many people think that the precursor to getting business credit is LLC. A bank don't care nothing about your LLC. Because if it was that easy, imagine the impoverished person here in the US who could possibly get access to 102 or $200, because everywhere in, within, the United States, every state charges a different price to be able to register your LLC. But the price usually goes from $100 to $200. So let's just say that that person was able to get access to about $125, $150 to get an LLC. And then once they get that LLC, boom, they go to a bank, and the bank says, "Wow, you have an LLC. Let's give you a $50,000 line of credit, a $75,000 line of credit, a $100,000 line of credit." Who wouldn't sign up for that? Who wouldn't sign up for that? That's the best return on investment that you can ever get. Get an LLC for $125, go to a bank and get a $50,000 line of credit. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. And it doesn't exist. So, with that being said, you need to understand then, if you don't have a business that is generating any type of revenue, you have to understand the role that FICO plays. I'm going to give you some game. Many of your credit gurus are teaching you credit strategies that are outdated. And so you have people who are credit specialists, and they're still telling people that you have three credit scores. And so I'm always telling people that the reason why you're unable to get access to funding is you do not understand that you have 28 FICO scores. They look at me with two heads. What are you talking about, Loretta? 28 FICO scores. Yes, you have 28. You do not have three. I don't care what business credit guru you talk to, you do not have three. And that is why, if you don't know the relationship between FICO and your business credit, it's because it is outdated information. Ladies and gentlemen, the credit bureaus do not issue scores. Credit bureaus and FICO are different entities. The credit bureaus have the information. FICO is the ones that create the score based on the information that the bureaus have. I want you, if you want to challenge what I'm saying, go to myfico.com, free game. On myfico.com, as soon as you go on the page, You're going to have the different plans that they want you to buy. And on that site, it's going to say 90% of lenders choose FICO. 90% choose FICO. So lenders are making their decision based on your FICO scores. How you doing, Leon? Let me say that again. Lenders are making a decision based on your FICO scores, especially you business owners who have an LLC and cannot show that you have any financial track record in terms of revenue, income, or any profits. They're going to look at your FICO scores. And if you don't know the relationship between FICO and business credit, it's because you're still listening to an outdated credit person, guru, specialist, or whatever that's still telling you you got 3 credit scores from Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. No, you do not. You have 28. FICO gives you 28 credit scores. They're based on industry. That is why when you go to the automobile dealership, I'm just going to use auto, mortgage, or what have you. Let's just mortgage because I know the car thing kind of gets under people's skin. You go and get you a mortgage guy pulls your credit, and you like, where you get that credit score from? I pull my Experian, and my experience say I'm a 725. Where you get that credit score from? What you do not know is that FICO has credit scores just for the industry of the mortgage industry. And then it gets deeper. It depends on what version of FICO the lender is using. Right now, I think FICO is at 8 or 9. Just because FICO has 8 or 9 don't mean the lender is using FICO 8 or 9. But you looking at the 3 credit scores that your credit guru, specialist, whatever you call them, coach told you you had 3 credit scores: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And so you do not know anything about credit data. You don't know what it is that lenders are looking at, but you're listening to someone give you outdated information about there's a land of business credit that you can go to, and there's all the funding you want with just an LLC. And that's why many people are going to lose out on opportunities that are going to come down the pipeline, because even in 2022, people have outdated information. Outdated information. That's right, I said it. Outdated information. If it's 2022 and you still think you got 3 credit scores from FICO, Experian, and TransUnion, you're already lost. I don't care. I challenge anyone on it. Because the reason why you don't know this is because many of your so-called business funding people, they don't have relationships with lenders. They're affiliates. They give you affiliate link. They tell you there's a magic lenders list. There's a magic credit score list. They tell you it's all this magic. It's not magic. It's based on data. It's based on data. And when you understand that it's based on data, you can now play the game because you know the rules. But most people are playing the game of there's a shortage. They're giving you fear-based tactics. there's a shortage. No one's going to give you any money because you are a certain race and you have to lie your way and do all this other stuff. Spare me. I understand the history, the systematic things that have happened to people who look like me historically in the financial industry. But we still have people in 2022, and where this all comes up is the misinformation. This topic not only was speared from me talking to someone who is frustrated because they can't understand why they can't build business credit. I've already talked about that. You don't build business credit, you get access to. But it also comes from a conversation where there are still people who are telling people you can build your business credit with rent payments. That is not true. You can have the bureaus will report. You can get your landlord to report your payments on your credit score, on your credit report. You can do that. But FICO does not take into account your rent payments. FICO makes it very clear what they look at to calculate your score. It goes back to data. That's why I did a video about it, and later I'll attach it to here, where there was an article being circulated from Wells Fargo saying how Wells Fargo people of color, look like me, were unable to get a mortgage. And the premise of the article talked about that many people who look out like us don't have the credit data. And that now lenders, but not only lenders, really FICO, should take into account that rent payments be part of calculating the score. Just because it's being reported on your credit report doesn't mean it's calculated in the score. Remember, the bureaus do not create scores unless it's an advantage score. But we know, at least if you're listening to me, banks aren't looking at Vantage scores. They're looking at FICO scores. So FICO is not taken in account. FICO makes it very clear what they look at to calculate the score. For those who just came on, I'm talking about the topic of FICO. And I said, go to myfico.com. Myfico.com tells you, 90% of lenders on the front page use FICO. So what happens is that the point that I'm making with this whole topic is that there's information that's right in your face, but we as a people have been so bamboozled into believing that unless it's difficult, hard, um, that that's the way to go. And that's not it. The information is right there. But because it's not hard for you to get access to, I did too many videos on this. Like, this is not my first time talking about the relationship with FICO and your business credit and business funding when you don't have a business generating revenue. Now, you can continue spinning your wheels with the net 30s and then go to get you a business Amazon account and elevate and elevate and elevate. And maybe you'll get six figures in funding, maybe. Like I said, most people are helping people get 25 or 30. They're not helping them get six figures. So what is it that you're doing, Lorelia? The difference in what I'm doing and what everybody else is doing is literally showing people that it's based on data. As long as you have the right data points that lenders are looking for, you can get the funding that you want. Which is why, disclaimer, I tell people don't come to me if you're just looking for some funding, some business credit, or what have you. I just recently told somebody this yesterday. There's a ton of people. You can go right on Google, put in business credit, business funding. You'll find a list of people that could possibly help you. But for those who want to know the process, because what I share with people is based on a process, strategy, relationships. I know I have relationships with lenders. I know the credit data that they are looking at to be able to get you the funding that you want. Most people in this space, they don't have those relationships. What they have is an affiliate link to send to you and tell you that there is a secret lenders list, that bureaus are looking at a particular credit report. Don't get me wrong. If we're talking about credit cards, that may have a place, but we're talking about lines of credit, we're talking about loans or what have you. That's a whole nother animal. That's different than you getting a Chase credit card, you getting a TD Ameritrade or whatever, you getting a BOA. Even if you have those cards, try to get them to give you a business line of credit for your business, for real estate. Bigger than that, try to get six figures in funding and leverage it and use it to invest in real estate, or leverage it to be able to put in some asset based lending so you can build out your real estate portfolio. Because, as I said in the beginning, big opportunities are coming down the pipeline. Will you be in position? Will you be ready? That's really what it boils down to. And knowing the relationship with FICO is going to help you. And I know there's going to be people who are going to debate it, and they're going to say what I'm saying don't make sense, is because a lot of times even your credit gurus do not know what and how FICO, the relationship it plays in you getting lending approvals. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm already 22 minutes in. If you find this topic of interest, I'm going to be doing a deeper conversation of this. You can go to www.neverloseadeal.com. The link will be below this video. I'm going to be working with some investors this summer, small group, and we're going to be going through the process, sharing with them the strategy and what it takes for them to get the funding that they are looking to get access to, not build, access to do deals. And if that is of interest to you, link will be below this video. Go to www.neverloseadeal.com. That will put you on my email communication list, where you can find out more about the program and what I am going to be working on. So once again, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Have a good day.